Hi everyone, welcome back to the Flutter push notification series. So in this video we'll cover the first part, how to configure the Firebase console and how this console configuration can be integrated in the Flutter notifications. So before starting that, head down to the Google console, Google Firebase console, and on clicking on this you will redirect it to the your Firebase projects homepage. Click on the add project and give a project name, let's say Flutter notifications. And here we do not want Google Analytics, so we can uncheck this and create a new project here. And this may take a few minutes to create your projects and provisioning the resources. Okay, so our project is now ready and we will be redirected to our project homepage. Okay, so for this we are going to create a Firebase configuration for iOS as well as the Android. So let's start by clicking on the first Android, and here we need to provide our Android package name. So this should be a unique package name that we use while creating our project in the Flutter, because with the help of this unique Android package name the notifications can be sent. Make sure that you give a unique package name because it will be applications ID, and this will help Firebase to send notifications to this particular applications ID. So when you come back to your project, and if you see under the Android then app and in the build.gradle, then you will see that applications ID is com dot the whatever name that you have given while creating this Flutter applications. So just copy this name and go back to the Firebase and give a applications nickname. So let's say a Flutter notifications. Here we do not need to provide any signing certificate for now, and click on the register app. Okay, so once applications is registered, download this google service.json file, and then we have to import this under the app folder of our Flutter applications. Click on next. Now copy the file that we have downloaded from the Firebase console in the under the app directory, under the Android and under the app directory. So now I am just moving it to the here, and now we have in our app directory. Okay, so if you see this file, then we have project number, then a unique project ID, and the package name that we provided while generating the project for the Android. So this is basically a secret file that communicates with the Firebase SDK for the different Firebase services. Let's say for this sending the message, push notifications, or communicating with the Firebase database or the Firebase other application. Now we have to add some plugins in our Android applications. So the first one is the com Google GMS services. So now go back to your project, and there see we have two build.gradle here. The one is app level build.gradle and another one is project level. So go to a project level build.gradle. Okay, we are already in that. Then here we have dependencies. So the one is class path, that is for the Android tools and build.gradle. So now copy this one. Okay, we have copied it and add it here, and copy this thing as class path, and for the version just like this. Okay, so now close this one. Now next is adding these two plugins in the app level build.gradle file. So I think we should have this com.android.applications already there. Let's check there. Coming to the app level and then build.gradle file, and there, yes, we have already one plugin there. So just copy this, add a new line, and copy this, adding it in there. Okay, so now we have added these two plugins in our app level build.gradle file also. Okay, now next, and then continue to console. Okay, so one more thing that we need to do here is, again, in the default configurations and in the mid SDK version, right, remove this line and enter 19, because for now we have the minimum SDK version is 17, but this Firebase plugin supports the minimum SDK version, that is 19. So we have to do these changes here. Now we have done our part for the Firebase console. Now we need to add 3 dependencies for the notifications. So the first one is Firebase messaging, then second one is the Firebase core, and third one is the Flutter notifications. I have already added this in my pubspec.yml. You can add directly in this file, or you can use the Flutter install, then a dependency name to install for your particular project. So once we have added our Google services file under the Android directory, then add these 3 dependencies. These 3 dependencies is used for configuring the Firebase core. So this is used for communicating with the Firebase project, and these 2 dependencies called Firebase messaging and the Flutter local notifications are used for sending and the receiving the notifications through the Firebase. Okay, so now I think we have completed our configuration for the Android. So let's first verify it. So coming to the build.gradle file under the app folder, and then checking the namespace, that is correct. Minimum SDK version is 19 and build.gradle file for the project level. So we have already added these 2 dependencies, this one dependencies, that is GMS Google services. Okay, so I think we are done with that, and we can now run these applications in the simulator to check whether it is configured well or not. Clicking on debug. Okay, so we have our simulator here. Okay, then this is good that we have managed to launch the applications after configuring the Firebase libraries. So let me stop this run. Now let's configure the Flutter or Firebase applications for the iOS also. So first of all, go to iOS folder, and then there you will find the pod file. In the second line, uncomment this one, that is a platform iOS. So the minimum system requirement, that is iOS requirement is 11.0. Now again go to a Firebase console and then click on add app. Similarly, we will add applications for the iOS. Now again here we need to add Apple bundle ID. If you remember, we have added this for the Android applications ID, or we can say the package name. So here we'll add the same that we had already added for the Android one. So to copy that one, go to Android then app and the build.gradle. In the default configurations and in applications id you will find the same this. So copy this one and add as apple bundle id for that to register the app. Okay, so in this case we have to remove the underscore and we'll use the dot for that and add the flutter notification. Skip this app store id for now and click on register app. So first of all copy this one because this will be very helpful for us for the configurations. Then click on register app. Same way we'll have the google service info.plist file. For the android we had google service.json file. Download this file, and once the file is downloaded click on next, and we are skipping this part and also this one, and continue the console. And now go to our project, and then there we have go to a runner, and under that we have info.plist file. When you come to the info.plist file, there we have cf bundle identifier. So this is the same thing that we had used in android for the application id. In the ios it is called the bundle identifier. So we'll remove this line and we'll put com.byte fb flutter notification. Now this is a bundle id, or we can say the unique identifier for the ios applications. So if you remember, we have already added this while configuring the Firebase console for the iOS. Now we are adding the same identifier for the CF bundle identifier. After downloading that file, that is .ps list file, go to directory where your projects reside, and under that there is one folder called iOS, and in the iOS open the workspace file. So if it is not open with the Xcode, then you can click on open with the Xcode file. Okay, so now your workspace for the iOS will be open in the Xcode folder, and whatever the file that you have downloaded for the iOS configurations for the Firebase console, copy, or you can move that to the under the runner folder and click on finish. So now you have that Firebase console configuration file for the iOS in the iOS folder directory. Now again click on this runner icon, and if you see that here we have selected iOS version 11.0 as a minimum deployment, and verify that bundle identifier is the same as that we have updated in the info.plist file, and go to assign in capabilities. Again make sure that the bundle identifier is similar to that one, and if you have not selected any team, then just leave as it is because it is not required as of now. Now after this change, we can try to open this in any simulator. Let's open 15 and click on this run icon, so we can validate that our application is also working properly for the iOS devices. Okay, so here we forgot to add one step because here we are getting the Firebase code not found. So let's go to a terminal. Open your project in the terminal and go to iOS folder there. So here we need to update our pods because we want to run the Firebase push notifications in the iOS also. So here we can execute one command, that is pod update. So this will update all the pod, and this may take a time based on the dependency that we have included in our project. So if you see that it is downloading the dependency called Firebase Core, Firebase Core and internal and other. So once these all are done, then I think we should be able to run the project now, because we were getting that module not found code. So now again we will try to run these applications on the F-115 Pro simulator. Let's wait until it completes this indexing. Still it is processing the files, so this might take a time. I think this should be a last step for the indexing, and after that we should be able to run this project. Okay, we are good to go with this. Now running the application. I have already opened simulator, iOS simulator. Let's wait how long it takes to run these applications. Okay, you see that app has been installed. This is great. Managed to do a configuration for the iOS as well as for the Android for the Firebase push notifications. So now from the next video we can start how to retrieve the device ID, that is called the device token, which is used to send the push notifications to the particular mobile device. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.